Dear students, welcome to our YouTube channel Vidya for Success. In this video, let us continue our study on gymnosperms. Yes, here we have economic importances of gymnosperms. So we know children, gymnospermic plants are more advanced plants compared to pteridophytes in their habitat and then in their structure. So we have lots of economic importances from gymnosperm. So one of the use is they are the source of wood. So we know gymnosperms are woody plants. So they are the source of wood. The kind of wood obtained from the gymnosperm is soft wood. So wood is very soft, not like a wood in the angiosperms. So in the angiosperms, the wood is actually hard. But gymnosperms are the source of soft wood. So this wood is used in the preparation of light furniture, playwoods, matchsticks. So these are the things actually prepared by the use of gymnospermic plants. So the gymnosperms are commercially used in order to run many industries, like they are used to prepare light furniture, and some of the plywood industries are running by the gymnospermic plants, and matchsticks are also manufactured by the use of gymnospermic wood. So that these are the few economic importance what we are getting by the wood of gymnosperms, because they are the source of what? Soft wood. So it is used for multiple purpose in different industries. This is the pinus plant. So one of the species used in order to get the wood is the pinus plant. There are different species are there in the pinus plant. Those species are actually grown in large scale for wood. And the one more plant that is also grown in the large scale for wood, that is cedar plant. So cedar plant is also gymnospermic plant. So pinus as well as cedar plants are grown in large scale for wood. Then the one more advantage is the seeds of the gymnospermic plants are the source of food. So seeds are the rich source of food because they store the reserve food material. So the seeds of gymnospermic plants are the source of protein. So protein will be present, as well as some amount of carbohydrate is also there in the seed. So the best example of a species of the pinus used for the seed is Pinus gerardiana. So Pinus gerardiana is the kind of pinus plant. Its seed is very tasty, so that they roast the seeds and it is actually edible. So roasted seeds of Pinus gerardiana are edible. They are the source of food. Then we have medicinal importance also, because some of the plants are used in order to extract drug. So one of the drug extracted from the gymnospermic plant is ephedrine. So ephedrine is a kind of drug actually obtained from the ephedra plant. Ephedra is a gymnospermic plant. So ephedra plant is actually used to extract the drug named as ephedrine. So this drug is used to cure respiratory ailments. So some of the respiratory disorders like asthma is also get cured by the use of ephedrine drug. Clear? So ephedrine is a kind of drug what we are extracting from one of the gymnospermic plant in order to cure respiratory problems. Yes, the one more drug that is extracted from the gymnospermic plant is Taxol. So Taxol is an anti-cancerous drug. So it is used to treat cancer patient. Anti is nothing but against. So in order to treat the cancer, they will use Taxol as an anti-cancerous drug. And it is actually obtained from one of the gymnospermic plant, that is Taxus baccata. So bark of the Taxus baccata is used in order to extract drug. So the name of the drug is Taxol. So this is extracted from which plant? Taxus baccata plant. And gymnospermic plants are also source of resins. So resins are the gummy substances. They are extracted from the gymnosperms. So how the rubber is extracted from the rubber plant, in the similar way, resins are also extracted from the gymnospermic plant. You can see in the second picture. So this is actually how the resins are extracted from the plant. So resins are actually used to uh, prepare turpentine. So turpentine is a oily fluid like substance. So this turpentine is actually distillated from resins. So you might have heard the use of turpentine. Turpentine is actually mixed with the oil because it gives shiny texture, and turpentine is also used to polish the surface of wood because it will give shiny texture to the wood. So these are the few advantages what are getting by the turpentine. Turpentine is actually extracted from what? Resins. So the source of turpentine is some of the pinus species. So some kind of pinus species is actually used in order to extract resins. Clear? So all these are the few advantages what we are getting from gymnospermic plant. So some species are the source of food, and some of the species are the source of wood, and some they are used in order to extract drug, and we also get resins from the gymnospermic plant. So this is the few important economic importance of gymnospermic plant. Yes, by this we end our discussion on the gymnosperms. So we have studied lot of things with respect to the gymnosperm. So we came to know the characteristic features, as well as we studied few economic importances of gymnosperms. So let us have a quick look into the overview of gymnospermic characteristic features. So here on the screen you have the complete life cycle of the gymnosperm. So children, this will help you to recall all the things what we have studied in the characteristic feature. So let me explain from the main plant of the gymnosperm. So we know the main plant of the gymnosperm is sporophytic plant. So sporophytic plant is represented by what? 2n, because the sets of chromosomes are two sets of chromosomes, so that they have represented as 2n. Then what is the purpose of sporophytic plant? So sporophytic plant is the main plantlet here. So this plant produces two different types of cones during the time of reproduction. So one of the cone is male cone and another cone is female cone. So female cone consists of megasporophyll, and the megasporophyll encloses ovule. So you can clearly see those things in the life cycle here in the schematic. And the ovule is going to form megaspore. So megaspore formation actually takes place within the ovule. And one of the megaspore, actually 4 megaspores will form. So which division helps in the megaspore formation? Yes, meiotic division. So meiotic division of the megaspore mother cell leads to the formation of megaspores. So one megaspore in the ovule finally forms female gametophyte. So what is there in the female gametophyte? So female gametophyte encloses female gamete. Clear? So in the similar way, if you look into the male cone consists of microsporophyll, and microsporophyll encloses microsporangia. So sporangia is a protective structure that encloses diploid cells. So the cells, diploid cells present in the microsporangia are nothing but microspore mother cells. So the microspore mother cells by meiotic division forms number of microspores. So all the microspores develops into pollen grains. Clear, right? So you can see after the formation of pollen grain, pollination occur. That means through the vein, the pollen grain carried towards ovule present in the female cone. Understood? And in the next step, so after the pollination, fertilization occurs. That means male gamete fuses with the female gamete, and finally it results in the formation of zygote. So zygote is nothing but it is a diploid body. You can see in the schematic. So after the fertilization, ovule leads to the formation of zygote. So within the ovule we can see zygote formation. So zygote in the further step develops into embryo. So that is the post fertilization changes. That means after fertilization some of the changes can be seen within the ovule. So as a result zygote develops into embryo. And what about the ovule? Yes, ovule completely get transformed into seed. Clear, right? So what is the purpose of seed? So seed is a reproductive structure. So it get dispersed from the parental plant, and when it get the suitable environment it germinates in the soil and again give rise to main sporophytic plant. One more new plant will develop from the seed. Clear, right? So these are the main things we studied in the characteristic features of gymnosperms. Yes, children, here you have to recall all the terminologies. So it is very easy to recall the terminologies. So when you come to the male cone, you have to remember microsporophyll and microsporangia, microspores and pollen grains. Only 5 terminologies we have here, children. And if you come to the female cone, you have to remember the terminology megasporophyll, megaspores, megasporangia, then female gametophyte. Clear? So these are the few important terminologies you have to recall here. Understood? And also you should understand here when actually the haploid stage appears in the gymnosperm. So haploid stage appears only when the gametes are formed. So rest of all in all this stage plant is in diploid condition. Clear, right? So only the gametes, male gamete as well as the female gametes are haploid. So rest of all other parts are diploid in their condition. Understood? Yes, I hope you understood all the characteristic features of gymnospermic plant. Thank you.